Okay, now we're scheduled to go to Maria Mazziotti Gillan for her take response to presentation by our four authors. But I also want to mention that we have a raffle going. We're going to raffle off some books, and sometime during the event, maybe about the time just before the play, we'll have someone raffle for the audience, and the chances are $5 a piece. And the prizes are books of your choice from the piles of books that we have.
Okay, I want to say that you people who read your work and talked about your work reminded me of how much I really love Italian Americans, and how your stories, while they're very different from my own, call to mind my own life and my own stories and my own parents and the kind of values they tried to teach us, which I think are really Italian values. And that is of caring about other people, of supporting other people, of supporting members of the family, but also there was always room at my mother's table for one more person. I want to say that each one of you had a very different story to tell. And I'll start with the last person, and I'll hold those up his book, which Albert, I really found Albert Maloney's book was fascinating to me. And the stories were so interesting and so much carried me along that I think it was as good as any other American novel I've ever read. And I know it's partially based on fiction and partially based on your life. But what came through to me is I didn't want to put the book down. I wanted to keep reading. And you hooked me very much. And I hope that people will buy the book and read it and be enthralled by what you have to say. And then I think of the other book that LaRue Agressi and struck me as she was very humorous in her take on Italian American life. And the book was full of pop culture references and transgressions and taking a risk and taking a chance and being a hippie. And I love that about her because it was a very humorous take on Italian American life, except that when her father was chasing her mother through the back alley with a belt, it wasn't so funny. But in general, she managed to take a very humorous tack on her stories. Mary, oh gosh, don't tell me I've forgotten people's names. Yes, I have. Gibson, you were very entertaining. Your delivery was full of life and full of energy. And again, it reminded me why I do love being around Italian Americans and why it's such a pleasure to be around them. I'm sorry, I'm having a lot of problems with allergies. And then Edward Izzy, I love the idea of demons and dealing with your demons. And in a way, through poetry and writing, we do deal with our demons and all the things that terrify us. I always tell my students that when you write, you go to a very deep place inside yourself I call the cave. In the cave are all the bad things that have ever happened to you and all the good things that ever happened to you. And so if you're going to write, you have to be brave and you have to be willing to go to that place where those good and bad memories hide. And even in that darkness, even the things we're afraid of, we have to write about. So I loved all of your ideas about writing. And I want to tie it in with a book I wrote about writing called Writing Poetry to Save Your Life, How to Find the Courage to Tell Your Stories. And I felt that each one of you found a different kind of courage in telling your stories. And I think that Italian American literature is more and more enriched by all the voices that are coming together to tell our stories. And I want to give you an extra round of applause. And now I'm going to shut up because we're running late. But thank you all for your wonderful presentations.
And verified our judgment in bringing to you 4 authors who can make you think or perhaps become models for your own work. And so now, thank you very much, Maria. I see you on the screen here. I have to turn my back to you. But thank you very much, Maria. You did a great job, and you're a great mentor. Thank you.